Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams, and this morning we're getting you ready for the 163rd Wisconsin State Fair presented by U.S. Cellular. It's taking place here on the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds July 31st through August 10th. And just a little bit of history. The first Wisconsin State Fair was held in 1851 in Janesville with approximately 13,000 to 18,000 people in attendance. It was held on a 6-acre plot along the banks of the Rock River. And then the second fair was held in Milwaukee in 1852 for decades. The fair actually moved from city to city, including Watertown, Fond du Lac, and Madison until 1892, when it was held at its permanent and present location where we are today, Wisconsin State Fair Park. My first guest is a young lady who helps promote educational, agricultural, and social opportunities available here at the Wisconsin State Fair. Kaitlyn Riley, who is the 2014 Wisconsin Fairest of the Fair. Hi, Kaitlyn.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And I truly meant it in every sense of the word when I said we're getting everybody ready for the fair, because they're actually getting the grounds ready for the 11-day festival, so to speak. And you are one that's going to be here in many different capacities. So tell us about your title as the Fairest of the Fair and the responsibilities that go along with that.
Well, of course, as the 40th Wisconsin Fairest of Fairs, I had the fortunate opportunity to serve as official hostess for the State Fair. So I'll be here all 11 days, July 31st to August 10th. But I also have the opportunity to travel to as many county, district fairs, and regional events as possible to promote those educational, economic, agricultural opportunities at the fairs. And I'm learning a lot along the way, prepping me for what's 13 days away from now and just a couple weeks away, the Wisconsin State Fair.
Yeah. I mean, time's flying by, and so before you know it, we'll be all here, getting cream all over our chins. That's just the way it is. And so, how did you go about taking on this role? I'm sure there was a process to become the Fairest of the Fair.
Yes. Well, I started off in Crawford County. It's way down in the southwest corner of Wisconsin. And there I started as the local Fairest of the Fair. I had grown up showing at 4-H exhibits with art projects I had, showing my dairy cattle. I even had chickens a time or two cooking. And that's where I really got a passion for the fair and its industry. And I decided that a Fairest of the Fair position on the local level is something I really wanted to do. And I was baffled when I received that position. I had a lot of fun, saw a whole new aspect of my local fair that I had never seen before. And in January, I visited the Wisconsin Association of Fairs Conference, where I competed with about 40 other girls for the State Fairest of the Fairs title. And it was a wonderful experience. I learned so much about the fair industry. We have a lot of individuals from the Wisconsin State Fair themselves who've seen all the background work that goes into it, come talk to us, give us workshops. And I tell you what, I was astounded that Wednesday night that they selected me as Fairest of the Fairs. I wasn't even expecting to have to stay till the next day. I had to hitch a ride home with a different fair coordinator because my parents had to go home and milk cows the next day. But it was an amazing experience, one that I still cherish dearly, and I'm looking forward to seeing the girls again at Fairs Reunion Day, which will be held August 4th at the State Fair.
I love this, and I love your enthusiasm. I can see how you won the title. And with that said, you said something about your parents having to go back to milk cows. So you sound like a true Wisconsin gal, for sure.
Yes.
So with that said, you grew up on a farm in Mount Zion, Wisconsin.
Yes.
So what are some of your fondest memories of growing up on a farm?
You know, when you're little, and I can't generalize for everyone, but when I was little, I didn't appreciate it as much as I do now. You know, you're on the farm, you have to do chores, you're getting dirty with animals, all your friends are in town, they can walk to each other's houses. It just seemed like it was a hassle. But the more and more I got into the farm, and the more I really got to appreciate working hands-on with these animals, being one of the few kids these days that does get to have that experience. I learned patience, responsibility, sacrifice. I had opportunities to become involved at the fair and sit with you here today. It was just something that, like I said, when I was little, I didn't appreciate it, but I do so much now, and that's one of the things that I really want to promote as Fairest of the Fairs is there aren't a lot of kids that have that opportunity. So I'm trying to get it to show them, hey, you can go out and visit your local neighbor, and I'm sure they'd be glad to have someone show their dairy cattle for them, show their chickens for them, etc. You know, and take on a couple extra chores. It's a great experience. Looks awesome on a resume. Everyone loves to see a farm kid because they know they can wake up early and go to bed late and still be ready to go the next day.
I love it. Now, you graduated from the University of Wisconsin, and you graduated, University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Yes.
And you graduated with honors. So what was was your major and how do you plan on implementing that with what you're doing today?
Yes, well, my major was strategic communications and broadcast journalism. So of course I want to find a career much similar to what you've already done. You've paved the way for people like me. But my passion is with agriculture and agricultural communications. And so I want to write media for that, but I don't want to target farmers. I don't want to target those who are already in the industry. I want my targets to be those people who are 3, 4, 5, if not more generations removed from the farm, and just try to show them where the food and milk in their grocery store really comes from and how they can still be involved. That's one thing the Wisconsin State Fair is great for. There are 6,000 to 8,000 animals exhibited each year, really melding that urban with rural, and there's also horticulture exhibits with flowers, plants, vegetables, and more. And so being the Wisconsin Fairest of Fairs is sort of like, I see it as a priming opportunity to get me ready to communicate about agriculture, the opportunities that are available for the urban populations, which hopefully in September I will have a career doing.
Absolutely. I don't think you'll have a problem at all. And it's interesting, we've talked about urban agriculture on this show many times, and it's really a big thing these days. So to be able to understand farming, where you came from, and then meet head to head with where we're going with farming is a very interesting thing, I'm sure. And so what I'd like to do, what do you most look forward to when you come to the fair? And I know that you've been at the fair as a spectator probably on many occasions, but you're the fairest of the fairs.
Yes.
So what do you most look forward to when you come down to be a part of the festivities?
You know, before receiving the title as fairest, I was always looking forward to watching the dairy show. It's the largest junior dairy show in the world. There's also the open show going on, and growing up in a dairy farm, that was just a huge part of my life, seeing old friends, making new friends, things like that. But as fairest, I mean, I'm so excited to go all over the fairgrounds, you know, not just stay up there.
And you don't even need a pass, you just walk through.
I can just walk. I'm here. You get a golf cart ride around and stuff like that. But I'm just so excited to see, you know, before, and I blame myself for doing it, I cooped myself up, and there's so much to see here. So that's what I'm so excited for, is to see all the different aspects that I never had the opportunity before, and not only be a spectator and see them, but hopefully get involved with them, talk with the youth, talk with the spectators, fairgoers, and more. I'm thrilled.
I can tell, and I think that's a great thing. They're probably really, really happy that they chose you, because your passion, like I said before, it shines through, and that is what it's all about. I want you to play this little game with me, fill in the blank. Okay, so the one animal you have to see at the fair is?
A Jersey cow.
A Jersey cow.
A Jersey cow. They're the little brown cows with the beautiful, huge eyes. Well, that's for me, that's the animal I always showed. That's the animal that I will continue to show once I finish this fair. So that's the one animal I think you just have to come see.
Okay, see there? Okay, look for the Jersey cow.
The Jersey cow, the cute little brown cows with the beautiful eyes.
Okay, and the one food that I can't leave the fair without eating would be?
Cream puff. Obviously, the cream puff. I mean, it's the 90th anniversary. We got a lot of puff love going on here, and just you can't leave the state fair without getting your face in a delicious cream puff.
All right, well, I think you've done a great job painting the picture for everyone, and they are definitely ready to come down to the fair. And just look for the sweet lady with the crown and the sash. She's the fairest of the fair. Kaitlyn, thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you.
And of course, we're going to be here at the Wisconsin State Fair July 31st through August 10th, so we want everybody to take advantage and come on by. You can log on to wistatefair.com for all the details, and we'll take a quick look at all the things that make the Wisconsin State Fair special, and then we'll talk to an individual who's responsible for one of the most popular food items among fairgoers. Kaitlyn has kind of given us a hint, and we'll find out what that is right after this.
Woke up this morning feeling fine, had something special on my mind. Something tells me I'm into something good. Tells me I'm into something. Something tells me I'm into something good. Tells me I'm into something. Something tells me I'm into something good.
Wisconsin State Fair presented by U.S. Cellular, July 31st through August 10th.
Get into something good. That is this year's theme here at the Wisconsin State Fair, presented by U.S. Cellular. I am Andrea Williams, and I'm now being joined by Mr. Dave Schmidt, who's president of the Wisconsin Bakers Association. Good morning.
Hey, welcome to State Fair Park.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate you joining us. I know this is a busy time of year for you. So if you would, tell us more about the Wisconsin Bakers Association and the role you play here at the Wisconsin State Fair.
Well, we just play a very small role, you know,
Just
because
a little
since
one.
1924, which is our 90th year now, we've been making cream puffs here at State Fair Park to celebrate Wisconsin's great agricultural history. And you know, serving almost 400,000 customers every year just gives us a great pleasure to just be here and watch all our happy fairgoers come and go.
Yes, and with that being said, I mean, you brought us some cream puffs today, and
Absolutely.
They're still cool. That's a good sign. And the thing I want to pretty much point out is all the hard work that goes into this world-famous cream puffs. So it's something to write home about, right?
Oh, absolutely, because you can't get a fresher cream puff anywhere in the world.
Right.
We bake them here from scratch on site with the same formulation since 1924. We use only the freshest ingredients. We use great Wisconsin dairy products. We use all our paper products come from Wisconsin. Everything you can possibly think of, we try to get as much as we can right here in our own home state.
That's what it's all about. And the Bakers Association, you operate the Cream Puff Bakery in the original Cream Puff Pavilion, right? And as you stated, you serve almost 400,000 every year, and we're talking about 350,000 of these babies being consumed right here in an 11-day period.
Yeah, last year we did over 380,000. It was just an amazing year, and we're ready to do that again. We've had some great enthusiasm for this year's 90th anniversary, and you know, there's nothing finer.
Yes, it is a big deal, and little birdie tells me that you're known around these parts as Puff Daddy, so.
A little bit, yeah.
I love that. So why don't we kind of open this box up and take a good look at this beautiful creation. And I'd like to know how much product you go through in order to create one of these beautiful cream puffs.
Well, every day the cream is brought in fresh from Prairie Farms. We go through about 1,200 gallons of cream a day.
Wow.
It's brought in and everything is ready for us to go. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes a little less. By the end of the fair, there's a lot of dry cows throughout southeastern Wisconsin and central Wisconsin. All the same dairy farmers that we've used throughout the years are still there participating with us. We go through approximately 700 pails of eggs. Wow. Each pail is equal to 30 dozen.
Woo.
Okay, and so by the time you're done, you know, there's a lot of poultry products that are consumed too. So between the flour and the eggs, we go through a lot of butter and soy shortening and everything else, and supporting agriculture, which is really how this was started.
Yeah, it's like pretty much what it's all built on. So we're looking at the cream puff here, and I think the flies are trying to come and get a little something too. But really, when we talk about butter, milk, eggs, there's a lot piled into this beautiful creation. And so go ahead and lay it on us about how many calories is in one cream
Actually,
puff.
you know, this is the perfect State Fair treat, really, when you think about this, because each cream puff has roughly about 500 calories.
Okay.
And so really, if you're a cream puff enthusiast, a 6-pack a day on a 3,000 calorie diet, you're perfect.
Oh, he's going to get somebody in trouble, that's for sure. And speaking of 6 packs a day, you actually can order these 24 hours in advance, and you have a drive-through that's right up by the main gate where people can grab them on their way to work and have some with their coffee.
You know, and it's a perfect place to do that, you know, and it's open from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. every morning of the fair starting July 31st. You call the hotline, which is 414-266-7111.
Okay.
And you can order any day of the fair that you like. We'll have them ready for you. In fact, the phone line opens July 21st to take your orders, and we're there. We can help you out. The truck is there every morning from 6 to 8 a.m. We accept cash. We accept credit cards or debit cards. If you're a corporate customer, we can make corporate deliveries for you within a 30-mile radius with our great friends at Bell Ambulance. Our partners have been doing that now for 15 years.
Yep.
We can corporate deliver 24 hours a day within a 25-mile radius of State Fair Park.
That's awesome. And so we'll flash the Cream Puff hotline once again. The number is 414-266-7111. And Dave, if you could, tell me something about this Cream Puff that I may not have known before.
Well, the original formulation came from our founding president, Charles Kramer, from the south side of Milwaukee. It's been the same ever since in 1924. And at the time, Mr. Kramer was asked to present that to the fair in 1922 and start working on this project. He was actually working for what is now the Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. And Mr. Kramer was one of the people that was responsible for some of the new laws that have gone into effect back then to provide sanitation and hygiene in local bakeries and home environments and things of that nature. So more than just this, we need to be thankful for Mr. Kramer, but a lot of his contributions to the food safety that we have in the state of Wisconsin.
That's good to know. So are you going to show us the proper way to eat a cream puff while we're here?
Actually, I think you should have the honor.
I don't know. I'm a Kentucky girl, so you'd have to teach me.
Well,
Come
you know,
on.
there's nothing finer than actually taking one of these great cream puffs out of here.
Okay.
You know, and
I think our camera guys and gal are
it's
really
very
waiting
simple,
for this segment
very
to be
simple
over.
to do.
Okay.
You know, there's a couple ways to do it. I mean, you know, people just bite into it. You can down it whole, but the best way is to do it like an Oreo cookie.
Okay. Okay.
Because, you know, you just got to get in there.
Just a little and then
and
take
look
a
at-
bite.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's
nothing better than
okay.
Wisconsin cream.
You got that right. I love it. And your mouth is watering over there. Our camera guy can't wait to get one of those.
Nothing fine. Sure, you don't want to try one?
I will. Soon as we finish this segment, I promise.
Not on air?
Not on air.
No, come on. If you're
I
a
can't
true
talk and
Wisconsin
eat at the
fair
same
goer,
time.
you got to have a cream puff on air. It's the only way
Well,
to go.
one last thing that I wanted to find out from you, Puff Daddy, is what other things do you do within the Wisconsin Bakers Association outside of the State Fair?
Well, we're primarily responsible, you know, for working with our bakery members across the state and helping them in many ways. We work within the state legislature when things come up that you know are going to affect their businesses. We work exclusively with the Wisconsin Technical College system. We're very fortunate to have the largest grouping of schools across the country that are involved in baking programs. Right here in Milwaukee at MATC, we have an associate's degree program in advanced pastry arts. It's one of the top-notch programs in the country. So we're graduating students all the time. So I work exclusively with all the advisory committees that have baking programs around the state, and I take great pleasure in that. We've done a lot. And a lot of the baking students will come in and do their internships here at State Fair every summer.
Okay.
So they get their hours and they can actually learn how to do some of the things that we do in a production bakery.
All righty. Well, I appreciate you coming by. You're a great sport. You showed us how to properly eat a cream puff, and you even bought us some to eat.
Absolutely.
So that's the best. You are, we'll save the creamy hands.
There we go.
You always have to have a napkin when you eat
bet.
a cream puff. That's for sure. Thank you for your time.
Welcome to State
Dave,
Fair.
it's a pleasure
Have a
meeting
great visit.
you. Thank you. And Dave Schmidt, of course, he is the president of the Wisconsin Bakers Association. And when we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll dig a little deeper into the subject of farming and talk to the director of the State Board of Wisconsin Farmers Union. We're going to meet Michael Slattery right after this.